Hi guys, this is Charlie. Today I was gonna recommend you another game which I found a pretty working pretty nice, and I just bought it on Steam. But rather I preferred showing you this application which is going to improve your English a lot. So, for example, here this application is HiNative. Here you can find a forum, a small forum, where you can ask your uh, any questions, personalized questions. And as you can see here, it says HiNative is a question and answer platform for asking questions about language and culture to native speakers. So this means that you can connect to any person around the world, and you can ask any questions you may have about their culture, about vocabulary, about idioms, about anything you may think of. Here, you can answer questions too. Use your native language or the language a question was asking when answering. Alright, it's time to try answering your first practice question. Okay, I'm over. So, for example, this person has a question about Spanish. For example, here says questions about Spanish, specifically from Mexico. How to say hello in Spanish, Mexico? Here, and here you're gonna answer. For example, Cubo. For example, no. Nicely done. That wasn't bad, right? And now let's try answer another question from another speaker. It's easy to ask. Just choose from our 6 pre-established question formats. Okay, for example, if you want to ask how to say I love you in Spanish, just type in into the blank on the template. Here you go. Pregunta acerca del español. ¿Qué es esto en español? Specifically from España. When you ask a question, the question template is automatically translated into the language you're asking about. Now let's try asking a question for real. For example, how do you say this in British English? And here you type any question you may have. For example, let's think. How do you say elevator? Remember that elevator is American, so people is going to reply lift, because lift is the correct word in British English. Here it is, my question. Chisenman, how do you say elevator in British English? Okay, here you can find many other questions. For example, in Japanese, how do you say something? May God know. BBQ. Probably he's asking after barbecue or something. How do you say in British English? Now here, for example, you can also post audios. For example, like this person. Turn up the volume.
क्या कर रहे हो?
Kia crejo, mother of holy God. Listen again.
क्या कर रहे हो?
Okay, from her language, she wants to know how do you say that in English. If I knew Japanese or the language God knows she's speaking, I will help, but I don't. Okay, here you can ask questions in the central. For example, how do you say this? For vocabulary, does this sound natural? Okay, for example, let me ask this question, because just to confirm that I have an excellent accent in English. Okay, this question is about how do you say this? Does this sound natural? Display my own question in the terminal ticket left. Of course, you can buy some tickets in order to have a VIP question. For example, you can ask questions freely, but if you have tickets, VIP tickets, of course, you pay for them. If you have those tickets, you can ask your question and you can receive answers faster. Okay. So premium, for example, let's check the prices. For example, 100 pesos a month, or during 1 year or 1 month, you can select 205 pesos. So you can give it a try. For example, and here you can type something that sounds natural. No, for example, I don't know. Is everybody okay? And people is going to tell you if you're so natural. No. Okay, another case, for example, please show me example sentences with a phrase, no? For example, show me examples with anybody, no? For example. Next one, what does this mean? If you find something, for example, drop a brick, drop a brick means when you say something that is out of place. For example, when you say something private or intimate about a person, uh, you drop a brick when you say something that is only intimate about a person without knowing that person is there, no? Okay, continuing asking, what's the difference? Yeah, there's a question I get a lot from students. What's the difference? What's the difference between, for example, between and among, no? Is another question. Ask about pronunciation. Please show me how to pronounce this word, no? This is very useful also. And how's my pronunciation? Okay, for example, I can ask, okay, I grant access, allow, allow, and here I can ask my question. For example, let me think of a phrase. Um, it's natural to want to travel to the England. They went to Britain last year. Okay, and I can send my question. I can send. Okay, let's listen up. Vamos a ver. I've received some emails. Probably it's about my question, the question that I just asked. Okay, so it seems that my audio is not playing, but there it is. Here, for example, I have some responses. So there you go. How's my pronunciation? Okay, I can get to play it probably because I am using the microphone with the application that I am recording the screen. That's probably why I don't have the access. Okay, let's go to notifications to see the responses I received. Check, for example, here. How do you say elevator in English, in British English? And lift. See, I told you. Thank you so much. This was for my students. Okay, I told you. Of course, I have used this application a lot in the past. For example, I have notifications from 1 year ago because, for example, I have resolved some other questions. Hammock, for example, like hamaca. How do you say hamaca in English? And how do you say? No te vayas a atragantar. Si quieres secar la manera de la persona está comiendo, pues watch how you eat. Sí, of course, no? Okay, I have solved many questions. For example, let me show you another question in the past. Question, what does risk always cards disguise mean? Risk is a probability. If you invest money in a business, you take risks. Probably will be fantastic, probably not. When you receive a product or a service and you acquire the responsibility to pay money in exchange. I took a taxi to the park. I owe the driver $10. Scar is a mark after an accident or a damage in your skin. Disguise is a false appearance to look different and unrecognizable. John Lennon disguised as an old man to enter the hospital without being noticed. That's nice. Okay, for example, here I have. Actually, I am level 9. Quick level. Response rate. Okay. I stopped using this application because my phone broke, but I am going to start using it again because it's very useful. Especially if you are a native speaker of Spanish, sorry, a Spanish native speaker, you can use this, and it's excellent to help people who want to learn Spanish. And if you want to learn English, you can receive help from these very people. So it's very nice. Look, over, see, check. What does drop a brick mean? Do you remember I told you drop a brick is when you say something that is not correct or is intimate about another person, and you say, for example, I don't know, for example, Juanito le huelen las patas, and Juanito is behind you, for example, no? To poop, similar, okay, similar, kind of similar, depending on the place, no, or the usage. Okay, let's continue to ask. For example, how's my pronunciation? Ask freely. Ask about a country region. For example, you can ask here about any culture or any cultural or regional questions you may have. For example, how do you say, I don't know, similar, no? How do you say elevator in British English, but in Hampshire, for example, in the location of Hampshire, no? Probably there's an idiom there, no? So you can be very specific in the region. And free question, you can ask a question here. For example, I have seen questions like, is it appropriate to leave a tip for the waitress in a restaurant, or how much is appropriate, or is bad education, is a bad manner, or something like that. And this is perfect. This is so much fantastic, guys. You must try this application. I love this so much. Let's check, for example, other questions that I answered. For example, 2 points. For if you answer fast, also you receive some achievements, some medals. For example, hello, can someone help me with this poem? Yes, I remember this. They had a bad pronunciation. Let's listen. Um, Okay, and they continue, and there's a part where she doesn't understand the part. I told her that, okay, es posible que estén mencionando un nombre propio. Okay, I tried to help this person. We couldn't, but as you can see, the community is about that. It's about helping each other in this application. Okay, bookmarks. If you want to save, for example, a particular question that you looked and you say, it's very interesting, so you can save here. Of course, you have to pay premium. Try premium for a 1 week free. That's very nice. Cancel anytime. Here's my profile. I am level 9 out of 30, more or less. No, I don't know. Spanish from Mexico, fluent. And of course, English. Language I'm interested, British English. Concepts regions of interest, British English. So if you want to learn culture from a different country, for example Canada, the US, France, etc., you can put that here, and you will receive many notifications from that very language you're interested in. So it's very recommendable, guys. I love this so much, really love this, and I couldn't play this. Let me check if I can delete it. Yes, I can. Okay, so yes, try it. Here you can see all the questions. What does genuine mean, for example? Okay, and you can respond. You can give an answer. Genuine. What does genuine mean? For example, I can answer something here. Something that is real, no fake. For instance, this base from case no base of us from sorry, this is capital. This base from Ming Dynasty is genuine, not fake. It's worth $1,000,000. Okay, and I answer. Let's see what happens. And I receive a notification that I reply within 5 minutes. So that's it. This is me, G7. Okay, and you can keep continue receiving questions about English, or here questions about Mexico. Not many questions today. Questions about the UK, and of course unanswered. Oh, look, questions about Spanish, Mexico. Not many questions that I see. Learn English, etc. Okay. Try it. It's very nice, very useful. If you want to ask a question, don't forget, you go to this part below, the center, down here, the orange, and you will receive a menu. This menu where you can ask anything you want. It's 100% recommendable. Please use it, and we will meet next week for another video game recommendation I prepared for you. Tell me, please, if you want me to review either a fighting game or a platform game. Okay, thank you very much for coming, guys. I'll see you tomorrow in Monday vocabulary, and that was it.